In Lesson 1, we learned that the universe is composed of energy, and that we can influence that energy by means of magic, through concentration of mind and emotion. In Lesson 2, we learned that the universe, composed of energy, is an emanation of the goddess in union with the god. We learned that the universe has 7 planes or dimensions of existence, and that we exist as a being in all 7 of these at once. Those dimensions of which we are easily aware are our lower self. Those dimensions which we must work to connect with are our higher self. In the end, we are all one, because the spirit of the goddess is in each of us and animates us all. We have spoken about how we can influence and direct energy through magic. But energy influences us as well. Now in Lesson 3, we will talk about how we are all influenced on a daily basis by the energies around us. Everything which exists is composed of energy. Though it may look solid, it is in fact a pattern of energy held intact by vibration and frequency. Affected by experience, each thing develops its own special character and attributes, which it carries forward. This is true of objects such as gemstones, different kinds of wood, shell, or metal. Each of these things, though existing in a denser state of matter than our own, has its own energies which can affect our energy. For example, jade interacts with our energy to promote calmness and tranquility, while amber has an energy that aids mental clarity and concentration. Rock crystal, quartz, will amplify one's psychic energy, while metal will tend to ground it. This is also true of fragrances, such as essential oils and incenses, whose unique qualities affect our energy as well. For example, sage or rosemary have a cleansing energy, which we use to aid in purification. Sandalwood promotes spiritual opening, while cinnamon is protective in character. Not only physical objects, but also more abstract things such as color affect our energy. The color red will tend to increase one's energy, but if overdone can set one on edge. Blue tends to be soothing to the emotions, but too much can be depressive in character. Specific places also have particular energies. Some locations are known to have especially powerful energy, which acts as a battery to anyone who goes there. Such places are called vortices and are the energy centers or chakras of the earth. Some of these vortices have special qualities, such as healing or psychic opening. If you visit such a vortex and work with its natural energy, you'll be able to accomplish much more of whatever its special quality dictates than you might normally be able to do. For example, at a healing vortex, such as that at Bath, England, or at Lourdes, France, healers will be able to manifest much greater healing powers than they might in other places. Meditations conducted at vortices known for psychic opening, such as those in Sedona, in the southwestern United States, may be able to reach much deeper levels and effect greater transformations than when carried out elsewhere. For these reasons, such vortices are considered sacred and are often the site of pilgrimages by persons seeking to benefit from the particular energy of the vortex. Such vortices can also be artificially created, both consciously and unconsciously. Our thoughts and emotions, as we have said, affect energy. A location which is subject to a given emotion or thought pattern over a long period of time, or even a short time, if it is of extreme potency, will be imbued with that quality. Thus, a house which has seen much suffering or anger may have a negative energy about it, which will be felt by subsequent inhabitants and their visitors. Similarly, a place which has known great joy may tend to feel uplifting to those who live in it or visit it. These artificial vortices are created unconsciously, by the everyday process of living. But an artificial vortex can also be created intentionally. A temple or a place where magic is performed can be imbued with psychic energy, which can turn it into a powerful psychic vortex, which will strengthen the abilities and perceptions of all who enter. But this is a high-level working and should not be attempted until one is thoroughly familiar with energy working. In magic, we learn to interact with all things with a view to how they can aid us energetically. Because each of us is different, this is a subjective process, which can only be mastered by trial and experience. But the basics can be grasped fairly easily. You will learn more about the effects of gemstones and scents in future lessons. If you continue your studies beyond the first degree, you will learn more about energetic vortices. But now, we are going to concentrate on the effect of a still more abstract energy. Time. Like everything else, different times have different energies. Also, like everything else, the exact manner in which you interact with these is individual to you. To fully understand how best to relate to these energies, You must practice with them and see how you yourself attune to them. But in general, there are certain principles, and these we shall outline for you now. Time has cycles. These repeat constantly. These cycles are created by and are the effect of movement. The movement of the planet, the movement of the galaxies, the movement of energy through the planes. These cycles range from the time it takes our planet to revolve upon its axis, 24 hours, to the length of the so-called Great Year, 19,200 years, according to the Correllian system. All of these cycles have their own qualities, and in accordance with the ancient law, as above so below, all reflect the processes of the universe as a whole. When Goddess separated the many souls off from herself and sent them into the physical, they began a process of involution, a movement downward to a place of utmost density, the physical plane. Arriving there, the many souls began a movement back upward, through the 7 planes to their original divine origin, the Goddess. This is called spiritual evolution. Together these two processes form a whole. Involution is the dark half of the whole. It is the yin which spirals inward, contemplative and esoteric. Evolution is the light half. It is the yang which spirals outward, active and exoteric. All cycles possess these two parts, a dark half and a light half, mirroring the cosmic order. Darkness always precedes light, as involution precedes evolution. The cycles of time are known as the psychic tide. It is called this because the inner and outer movement of the energy is like the tide of the ocean. When the tide is in its dark half, the energy is going inward. It is a time for contemplation, inner workings, examination of the inner levels of the self, releasing that which one has outgrown. When the tide is in its light half, the energy is going outward. It is a time for physical manifestation, creation, beginning of new projects. Both halves of the tide propel one forward, each in its own way. It is a perpetual cycle of consolidation, dark, followed by growth, light, followed by consolidation, dark, followed by still more growth, light. Neither can be sustained without the other for balance. In a 24-hour period, the dark half is night, the light half is day. In the monthly cycle of the moon, the dark half is the waning moon, from full moon to new moon. The light half is the waxing moon, from new moon to full moon. During the waning moon, we do releasing and inner work. We use this time to rid ourselves of all that limits us or holds us back. During the waxing moon, we do manifestation to bring about our goals and desires in the outer world, creating that which we desire. It is the lunar cycle which affects us most strongly as individuals. In the yearly cycle, the dark half is the winter and the spring, during which the earth rests and refreshes herself before bringing forth new life. The light half is the summer and fall, during which the fields and forests grow and blossom to feed the creatures of the earth. In the dark half, the energy of the earth is directed inward to replenish fertility. In the light half, the energy of the earth is focused out, making fertility manifest in physical form. The yearly cycle does not affect us as strongly as the monthly lunar cycle, but it can have a noticeable effect. Particularly important are the changeover points, Labalshana, May 1st, and Samhain, November 1st. At these two dates, the psychic tide is said to be at its yearly height, and the veil between the worlds at its thinnest. At these two sabbats, psychic powers are keenest, magic is most effective, and supernatural phenomena most frequent. But you will learn more about the sabbats under the section entitled Wheel of the Year, later in this lesson. This same pattern is present in each zodiacal age. The zodiacal ages are divisions of time named for the signs of the zodiac and linked to the so-called precession of the equinoxes. These include the age of Aquarius, of which you may have heard, as well as the age of Pisces, which has recently ended. According to the Correllian calendar, the age of Aquarius began with 2000 AD, year 0 Aquarius. The first several hundred years of each zodiacal age are the dark half. During these years, the best of the preceding age is consolidated. People create rigid structures of thought and tend to be rather introspective. The last several hundred years of the age are the light half. During these years, people throw off old ways of thought and try to create new ones. By telling you this, we are not saying that you should allow yourself to be limited because you are in the dark or light half of any given time period. Just because the natural energies favor a certain sort of work doesn't mean that that is the only sort of work which can be performed. Far from it. Rather, we say this so that you will know how to pick the best time for a given work, during which the natural energies of the universe will be moving in the same direction you are. Also, if you find yourself working against the natural energies, say you need to do releasing during the waxing moon, you will know that you need a stronger ritual to compensate. This October, the world of pagan voices comes together in one global gathering, the Pagan World Congress. 5 days, over 100 hours, speakers, rituals, music, and town halls streamed across the world. Join the conversation, shape the future, be part of history. The Pagan World Congress, October 9th through 13th, 2025. Online at paganworld.co.